Biz.
Partnership. My thing with it, well, first let me say, I'm not applauding him and I'm not giving thumbs down yet. My thing is, especially because there's things I don't like about it and there's things I know, especially because like one thing from my knowledge so far, reading up on it, not including Cat in with it, so, because it's supposed to be, everybody going straight for, oh, he just told everybody, I don't do the he said, don't do the Super Bowl to everybody else, and then tell him like Travis Scott not to perform or whatever. But the first words I actually heard before when I looked into the stories, he said, he told Goodell, if this is about the Super Bowl and trying to get artists to perform, we might as well leave this partnership at the door. So that got my attention right there. So I know the second part of it, Roc Nation is producing, they're gonna be part of all that, but the second part of it is about the social and community actives that they want to work on too. Pretty much the NFL, how I see it, it looked like the NFL needs him to get back on our good side. Pretty much that's how I see it, but with that, it's a fine line with that, because is he playing all the way businessman or is he wanting to help too? So my thing is like, if you, everybody already condemning him and criticizing him, just sit back and watch and wait a little bit. Because like he even said, like, we can kneel all we want, but what has kneeling done? Players still getting in trouble, all that has stopped. It has to be another step, it has to be a further step. That's my thing, just observe, watch, and wait.
Who else wants to chime in?
I feel like I feel like we aren't saying the same things as a community. And I'll go back to like my stance is we have to take our willingness to participate in this system with them. In any aspect, sports, media, finances, anything, we have to completely withdraw from it. Because they're never going to treat us as equal. They're never going to listen to what we have to say. They're never going to take our perspective in front of theirs. Earlier, before we were talking, nobody's ever going to help you out if it means that you are going to come above them. You're going to be better than them. So Jay-Z doing the music thing to me means nothing for the community outreach and for the movement of our community, because the NFL is already doing that. You got Larry Fitzgerald, you got Aaron Rodgers, you have all of these big name people in the NFL that are actively in these communities where these stadiums are. So that's not the issue. The issue is that they're going to keep appeasing us. They're going to keep appeasing us, and we're going to keep doing the same thing. I'm fine, master. Right? And that's what we're going to do as a collective. The point is Cap should be playing in the NFL. That's it. He should be on the NFL team, and if he's not playing on the NFL team, we need to take every one of them black, brown, mixed boys out of the NFL and make our own shit.
Well, with Cap, the thing about that though,
if
they put Cap on the team and Cap just sitting, is that really a win? That's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Waiting and watching, see, just in case. Just in case. Right now, he's there. That's why I said I'm not applauding him at all. No, I'm not giving him thumbs down, because it's really just like this. Because of course, in the back of his head too, he's a businessman. So that dollar, he's thinking about that part too. But that's what I'm saying.
I think that's the biggest part.
It's a fine line.
Like, I take people for face value. You say something to me, I'm gonna believe you. I've heard Jay-Z say, I want to be on the Forbes. This is what I want to do. That was a business transaction. And like you said, you're right. That's a business transaction to appease customers so you can have repeat business. That's what it was. That's all it was. It was a move, because the thing is, like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying? He could have walked away from the meeting. He didn't have to take the meeting, but he did take the meeting. Then what do you think he took the meeting for? It's because of the money and the power and the influence that's involved. The funny thing about it is, they're going to get into some communities. They're going to do what they say they're going to do, but it's going to be highlighted, it's going to be publicized, it's going to be lights everywhere, and it's going to be put in everyone's face that this is what we said we was going to do, and look, we did it. And he's still going to draw out his money. Goodell's still going to make his league a little bit friendlier for black people, and that's what it's going to be. That's exactly what it was, a clear-cut money move, and that's what it was. And my thing about it is, hey, the league is so broken. Like you said, even if Cap came back, even if would he still be all happy-go-lucky? How many owners has said disparaging things about their you know what I'm saying, their players? How many? You know how owners think now. You see how the system is. So if I put Cap back in here and Rock Nation, y'all run the music, and you not gonna still sit back and feel like they trying me up? Because that's how I'm gonna feel.
I feel like it's bigger than them. Like you said, the owners. I feel like they have a big thing to do with it too, like mostly because they get this like stereotypical thing, like they run things like a slave. Like, when I watched the Brown show, The Shop, all the time they talked about it. Like even Tony Brown was like, man, even Big Ben, like he want to be the owner of the team. So like the owners, man, the owners have so much to play with all this stuff that the part that we didn't hear about, of course they go to Goodell and say, like you said, how can we make this better for black people? And think about how many black people are not watching the NFL right now, and how the ratings are down.
Right.
Like even take account to when we go watch a game, Buffalo Wild Wings, that thing closed, so there was less people going there to watch the game.
I just found that out too the other day. I was like, damn, I want some wings, and I went over there. It was closed.
It's play a factor, man, to all businesses, all owners. Like I think from Jay-Z's side, of course he's about his money. It's like you said, it's a money cut move. And for Goodell, he's looking for it as he's the commissioner. How can I make this league better for everybody? Let me bring this man in here who everybody loves. That's a brown skinned guy to get these black people back on our side. Because right now, we really not messing with the league. And the players really don't like Goodell because of some of the decisions he's made. And, you know what I'm saying? The findings he's done with all the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a thing to collaborate, get things back on the right path. I'm sure Jay-Z getting a good dollar amount about him.
So I'm thinking in my head, because you just, with any issue, you cannot just look at the issue just for black people. So I'm looking at, okay, what do white people get out of this? So we don't let Cap in, please my white people. We bring another black person in to do some music, which is, that sounds stereotypical right there. We'll bring a black guy in and do some music, and I'm gonna bring some of these black people back, and then, you know, I'm pretty much right back in there.
The music part isn't the only thing though.
Nah.
That's the thing. That's why people have to watch. You can't just condemn him just yet.
No, and I'm definitely not condemning him. I'm not, like you said, I'm as neutral as can be, because I'm looking at the business aspect of this, because the social to me, really the social issue is going to span way longer than this contract that they're going to have. That social issue is going to be there. So I'm just looking at pure the business aspect of this. You want white people, you want all people to take your product. That's how you become rich. So you want white people and you want black people. This is a clear move to me in my head. I want my white people to continue to watch the game, because there are way more white boys in the NFL than there is in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I still want white people to watch this game. And most of my white people have a problem with Colin Kaepernick. I cannot bring you back, because you're gonna affect profits. It's really, to me, it gets, the more and more I just look at it for what it is, a transaction, I kind of understand why they're doing it. Not to mean that it's right, because it's wrong. But you're looking at it, I need this money over here, and I need to somehow recoup this money over here. I'm not gonna get it back 100%, but if 80 comes back, I'm straight.
The crazy thing about it is though, if they pick that man up and help them win games, you know what I'm saying, white people be cheering.
You're right. Hey, Ray Lewis came to Atlanta and killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? And won the Super Bowl. And now
be honest, too, pretty much, like you said, face value. Colin Kaepernick took one for the team.
He did.
I like it.
He did.
He's the one that
He
started.
took a major one for the team.
He started everything that's going to that.
I don't, and people be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, everybody's gonna think about the money, but I kind of liked that Nike was like, okay, we'll drop 40 million on you real quick. You know what I'm saying? You did take one for the team. You was on our roster already.
Risk and reward.
Cool. Yeah.
Everybody got risk. That's the same way Jay-Z. You got the risk. He's not.
Yeah,
I don't think he's so much care on the reward, but the reward part, I got the money coming in already. All right. If you good, you know all that marketing, everything's gonna come to you. So it's just like,
NFL getting good contracts, of course, they make good money. But think about if you're not elite in the NFL, you know what I'm saying, you getting good money, but you're not really getting standardized good money compared to the NBA players. Where Chandler Parsons got like $90-something million. He hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah. And he making $25 million a year, right?
Yes. To sit on the bench. So that's why a lot of the NBA players just represent themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I got to negotiate. You got this money, and they have to spend that money, like, or the team to get fined.
Right.
So you can be the last one to be signed. And it's like, we got 20 million left. Come on. They're gonna give you that. You know what I'm saying?
Take that 20 million real quick.
Cool. They ain't got a choice. They gotta spend it. It's a rule in the NBA. You gotta spend that money, bro. So a lot of them just represent themselves because where's the negotiator coming in?
I think it has a lot more to do with where the NCAA wants to go, as far as like paying the athletes and stuff like that. So if you make it so it's a requirement, not anybody can be an agent, right? So if I'm playing good basketball or football or whatever, you my man, you'll come take care of me while I take care of the sports or whatever. And I think they're just trying to circumvent that, like stop it, because it's just gonna put money back into the communities. It just is. So if you put a requirement on it, like you do everything else, niggas ain't gonna do it. Most of us ain't gonna do it. Because we're gonna find a reason why we can't do it. It's just the truth. Anytime you put a book in front of anytime you put a book in somebody and it's in front of them making money, they're not gonna make it. They just not.
You know what? And I think it's probably gonna backfire because I would say it in this way because shit, what was the movie they in Full Metal Jacket? As soon as they came in, they was like, y'all are all equally worthless. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, white people, they lame too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They take the back door too sometimes. So my thing is, they make rules for them to make things easier. You know what I'm saying? Once we realize how they made it easier, then we slide in. And then they're gonna change the rules again, you know what I'm saying? So
like you said, they already know the cheat codes.
Right, they already know. And it's a cheat code.
When we find out, and then we excel heavily in it. Rick Paul, he was selling jerseys out his trunk, and that's how he ended up being LeBron.
What?
That's how he ended up being LeBron. Now he's LeBron's agent, he's AD's agent, Ben Simmons.
I didn't know that's how.
I forgot who else.
Draymond.
He got
Draymond Green.
like top guys. Like, it ain't no.
But it's a
jerseys out his trunk.
That's a salesman position. Being an agent is a salesman position. Like you can't teach sales. You can't teach that. You gotta have that shit inside you. You gotta make somebody be able to do what you can do.
Who got that inside of them?
Who? You know what? Obviously, it was plenty of white people that had it because now they just not making a rule about it.
They already went back on it though.
Did they?
Yeah. Because all the players were saying like, no, that ain't right. So
see, everybody came together.
Everybody back on it.
That's fair.
Because in the end, really, NCAA, they would pretty much like, because one of the clauses in was like the players coming straight to them. You know, after that, after the year or whatever. Right. So if you think about it, they want to keep the money in there. Because look at star players like Zion. Look at the money that they're gonna miss because he's not there no more. That's the key point in the thing. It's all about the money. Let's see. All right, if there ain't agents that can get these players to go to the NBA. and they gotta have that bachelor's degree. They gonna stay in
because they essentially put old boy out of business because he don't got a degree, so he can't bring those type athletes to the NBA no more. Right. Yeah. With this clause.
Because
right?
now he would have to. He would literally have to wait till they totally eligible. Yeah. They can't come straight.
Like I said, they changing it because of one reason. We found the cheat code. You know what I'm saying? They had the cheat code for the longest.
Yeah.
Like there was no rule.
One person excelled his ass.
Right, excelled his ass off. It was like, oh no.
And for the ground,
you don't even look like us.
On the ground up. Not just like I know somebody.
Trump.
With him coming over, taking over, and all these coaches just got in trouble. You know, y'all, I don't know if y'all seen it, but a bunch of coaches got in trouble. They fired, resigned. Somebody facing jail time. But it's coming from the shoe companies. The shoe companies were paying the agents were the middleman for the shoe companies to get players to come. So they playing for, say, an Adidas AAU team. They trying their hardest to make them go to an Adidas college and then sign with Adidas when they get to the league. So the agent was holding on to them that whole time when the agent not supposed to talk to them until they're done with college. But the agent was already kind of doing that little thing underneath the table from high school. So combined with Rich Paul coming in and these agents doing that, they was like, they need to go to college and have a 4-year degree. But it's like, you taking tests to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go to law school, some people, can you start law school without a degree?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you can.
I'm not sure. I know a lot of these professions, if you pass the test, you goddamn you good, fucking go. So if you took some tests,
some professions are straight tests.
Right.
Like, of course, like stuff like being a doctor, you can't just go straight in working on somebody's stuff. But you gotta think about look at all the billionaires that ain't even touch college.
Come on, bro. It's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like as long as you credible across the board with your knowledge,
you pass them goddamn test. You pass an agent test, you a goddamn agent. I don't know what you say. Like, that's what you
a lot of people not finishing college because of money.
That's a fact.
Look at that. That's a big thing right there.
Look at all that was a big lie that they told us. You know what I'm saying?
Look at all the doctors that we could have now, but people didn't go to school because they're like, my parents didn't have it, or I didn't have it, or different professions, not even just doctors, all kind of professions. But because that's why I stopped going to school. I wasn't about to take out no loans. Look at all the people that's in debt right now, and they screaming about Patty May, whatever her name is.
Patty May out here.
Sally Mae.
Sally Mae.
I ain't gonna. She Patty May to me. My mama name is Patty May. Nip, you know what I'm saying? Like, I more marveled at how big his influence was, like what he was actually doing. Like, and it threw me off. He was doing it in the most gangster of ways, you know what I'm saying? But he really, like I was watching Killer Mike. What was that? Killer Mike's Netflix special. Let's Trigger Warning. And it was over there showing how Crips and Bloods could market their own products. You know what I'm saying? To get money. Yeah, it was that. And I'm looking at Nip and I'm like, damn, this nigga's actually motherfucking doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching him. I watched it and I saw, you know what I'm saying, him talking about getting his store to now he got the whole corner. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. He about to have his own slippers like Snoop in a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just that energy of someone being younger doing it, and most people, you know what I'm saying, that energy that he put out there, you know what I'm saying, I saw it really go over our community like a really uplifting thing. I just wish that we, you know what I'm saying, we really stay on it, you know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying, marathon continues, you know.
See, I was the same age. We the same age when he passed, so it just really hit home to me. But you know, I listened to him before Victory Lap, but I just feel like Victory Lap was the album was just like taking out there, you know what I'm saying? Just the way he was speaking to us through the music, like, you know, you got curse words in between and the real shit in between, but he really teaching you like, teaching you the way to get yourself together, man, to build businesses. Shit, you know, the way he loved his woman, like, he taught us a lot, bro, like, through music, through the way he carried himself, like, sitting on city council meetings and all that stuff, man, like, you making millions of dollars and you taking time to go do that, you feel me, like, I know other people do it, but, you know.
He's still doing it in the most gangster of ways, like, you know what I'm saying?
What you want to show up in, like.
Right, and he there.
Represent.
He there for business.
Exactly.
He there for business because he already showed some success.
That's what I'm fucking with, man, for real. I put all my players, like, they don't even, of course they don't know who he is, man. But when we working out in the gym, like when we having conditioning and weight room and stuff, I'm playing, man. Just so they can just hear what he's saying, like.
He's speaking knowledge to all of us, wisdom to all of us, and he's been doing it for a lot of years. And a lot of us couldn't get on board with it because of the gang affiliation and the in-between tracks when he's actually giving us knowledge or whatever. But he has a song called Ocean Views, and man, that is one of the dopest songs I've heard in a long time. And it's like, if you just take a second and listen to what he's saying, team up, get money, love on your queen or king or whoever, and just be happy, y'all. Like, all this other shit is just all this other shit. And he said, and Victory Lap was, I think, was kind of like his way of saying, I'm done with this shit. Like, I have made my way. Like, I'm with Rick then. Like, I'm with these boys who aren't doing this shit no more. I gotta pull my way out of it. Because Rick came to the game the same way. Rick Ross, he came to the game the same way. All rah, and he scaled back. But when you look at Nipsey and his legacy, I don't really call it a legacy. I call it more of a workbook for us to improve our communities and humanity. Because he wasn't doing a lot of shit right, and he wasn't doing a lot of shit wrong. But he was taking care of his family. He was making sure like the community was being bought back, and then the people that were in the communities that were working in those places. And that's, if we don't take nothing else from Nipsey, like that should be the cornerstone of how we build this new civilization. Like, you can't buy up things and then bring other people in to work in those communities, because you're gonna leave the community desolate. Those people aren't gonna have anything, you know. And then some of these places, like St. Louis or Detroit, or, you know, Texas, Galveston, all these places, man, and it's desolate because this thing is happening. And Nipsey and Pop and Biggie, like, these rappers are talking about it. And Nip had to die. He had to. Anytime you put that type of energy out into the universe, it's gonna come back to you. It's gonna come back to you. And I hate that he had to leave, right? For the energies that he put out. But at the end of the day, he would like us to be talking about our ancestors. He back here somewhere. He might be living through you. He might be living through you. We don't know, right? But it's like, don't let him die. Don't let what he has given us and Pac and the rest of these people to live by. Like, building our communities. Look out for our communities. Don't put drugs in the communities. Don't beat the women in our communities. Look out for the children. Like, these things have to be the cornerstone for us to build this new society, because the Europeans, the white race, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They are capitalists. They came here to build a capitalist system.
I feel like, and the crazy thing about it, we've had artists, like you said, we've had artists do this millions of times, repeat the same things over and say it over and over. But the crazy thing is, it goes back to, related back to Pop. Pop said, he gonna spark the change in somebody. So my voice, everybody that's listening right now, my voice might not reach somebody. Your voice might reach them. Rod's voice might reach them. Your voice might reach them. But that's 4 people right there different. Those 4 people gonna spread it. The next people gonna spread it, and it keeps going. So I like you said, like a workbook. He's like a guide that the community needs to look at. And then since people, not just his music, because like you said, you didn't listen to just his music, but you felt that energy that he had, and you saw what he did, the impact that he made. So there's people that's just looking like that on that part. See, like for me, for example, I thought Victory Lap, the album of the year when it came out. Right. Just off of that, and like you said, it kept that gangster. Yeah. He did everything the most gangster way possible and said it. And you can go back to when Jay-Z's last album, one of the 444. You go after that. He said it just regular. You got he said it how we gonna understand. Yeah. Like people that's not really listening to lyrics. Of course, like you said, this generation, they're not like he's Brian making his boys just listen. While they playing, that's still getting in them. Right. Them words still going in. Still going in. So I guarantee they'll listen to Nip's album before they listen to Hov, and they might have been talking about the same things. Right. But the fact that how he said it and how he related, I can relate to that a little bit more. Once we start relating to everybody, and once it gets down to the ones coming up to, that's when the community, all right, you know what, we do need to recycle everything back into the community. Like you said, his whole corner. Like he got with just a shot. Next thing you know, he owned the whole thing. Look at all the stores that was in there too. I think the one next door was the guy that it was an older man that had the old cell phone shops and selling everything in it. And he kept him like, cause he was about to go out of business. And he kept that going. And the same thing with the next store. I think got a hair store that was inside the line. And look at all that stuff that was in that one spot. That going to me, and that's just one part. How many people now that has been touched by Nipsey getting this stuff? And the way the economy going, and you see how the stocks and all this stuff, everything is going. If or when a recession do take place again, look at how many people are already prepared to, you know what, we're gonna get this spot, this spot, this spot, that spot. We're gonna start. We just gotta prep ourselves. We just gotta keep going. I like that. Marathon continues. Like good.
Yeah. One thing I will say, the dopest thing about Nipsey is, man, just me being an LA cat, man, driving down Slauson, I swear, like, the energy there was so different. Like, once he started, like, building the Marathon store and he started owning the businesses and everything like that. Me, where I'm from, my side of town didn't really get along with their side of town. But like, we would always, like my homeboy would love to go to the Master Burger up there, but it was a chance that we might get pressed by the 60s. We'd be risking our lives just to go get some food, or get my favorite barbecue spot is right behind Nipsey's store, but it's a risk to go over there to go get some barbecue, you know what I'm saying? But once he start like building his brand and start building up the real estate over there, man, that energy just shifted. Like it wasn't so tense over there no more. You could go there, go get your food, chill. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily chill because it was still kind of active over there. But he changed the whole energy. And I can remember when this cat was first starting out, man, like I used to work at Macy's in Manhattan Beach, but I would take Slauson to get to my homeboy's house. And man, I remember seeing his brother have like these mannequins on the side of the road with the Crenshaw on it and everything. I was like, man, this is, look, he kind of fly. Like, I saw it and I bought a shirt from him, you know what I'm saying? And ever since, like, witnessed them grow every year evolve. And I always make sure anytime I was out there, man, I supported and bought, even though, man, like my homies would, I remember one time I bought a gray Crenshaw sweatshirt. The dude pressing me about that, saying, why you got on that Crenshaw? In his mind, he looking at it like some gang thing, and I'm just looking at it like I'm supporting another brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like his brand, I believe in what he's doing, it's fly. So he left such a great impact on LA, man. Like, I think he was poised to become our answer to Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Had he had the opportunity to grow and evolve, but man, he was just a special, unique dude, and man, I love what he did for the city. Man, the city is way different without him around, and but I think he sparked a lot of brothers to follow in his footsteps. You got Cat, I don't know if y'all familiar with this dude, but his name is G Perico. He a rapper out of LA. He got a store similar to Nips called So Way Out, G Perico.
Okay.
Yeah, he got like a Jerry curl and everything. Yeah. He hard though, man. He like one of my favorite rappers. But he got a store like similar to Nips called So Way Out. And it's on in his hood in Broadway, on Broadway. And you got Joe Moses who got his own store, you know what I'm saying? But Nip like inspired all that. So now brothers ain't really looking at the rap game like it's just we need to be rappers now. We could be more. We could be in the tech. We could do all of that. You know, so I think his influence, man, and now cats are seeing there's more ways to doing it. Plus they investing in real estate, combating gentrification, you know what I'm saying? It's such a dope influence, man, and it was, I think his work is yet to be seen. He's not dead, he's still here with us, you know what I'm saying? Energy like that could never die, so. But, you know, happy birthday to him, man. We doing this episode for him. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.